Hey, welcome to Rich Experiences. Now, today, I want to talk Rich Experiences finance. Because depending on if you don't have the right type of finances when you travel, the type of financial setup, then that won't really make for a rich experience. Now, today I'm coming from the angle of which travel cards are best to use from my experience. This has worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. I'm just sharing my experience and letting you know what's in my wallet when I travel. Now, there's two trump cards that I use when I travel. Number one is the Capital One credit card, and number two is the Charles Schwab debit card. Now, why do I use this? Now, I use the Capital One Quicksilver, the Capital One Quicksilver. Now, this is not sponsored. As you see, I have it. This is what I use. This ain't from some list or whatever, some chat bot, whatever. I'm letting you know what works for me in real life. So this is my Capital One card. And this here is my Charles Schwab card. You see there? So yeah. I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to give you the real deal. I did a lot of research on these cards before I settled on them, and they have been serving me for years. Now, I did a video a while back talking about just ragging on cash, saying cash is trash with travel. And I really do feel that. I really do believe that. And I didn't start with that type of mind at first, but as I've been traveling for several years and a seasoned travel now, I've been out there, I've seen what can work and I've seen what can benefit me, and I've seen a lot of situations from myself and from others, and cash just, nah. The rumor about, oh, you can't use credit and debit cards, electronic payment in Latin America and wherever, that's down the drain. You know, the world is evolving, and I travel all over Latin America, Peru, Colombia, Chile, Ecuador, you name it. Panama, they all accept credit and debit cards. Now, usually it's Visa and MasterCard. Like American Express and Discover and stuff like that, not so much. But most all of them have accepted credit or debit cards. So I've really had no problem. Actually, my spending went from cash to basically using my cards over 90% of the time. Okay? Only time I have to have cash now is really if I want to. It's always good to have a little cash on you, of course, because there's still a cash-driven society. Latin America is, and South America, things like that. So you always want to have that cash backup, but I really don't have to rely on it and lead with it. So, the points that I can accumulate, the cash back that I can accumulate from using these cards, particularly these two cards, the Capital One Quicksilver and the Charles Schwab. Also, mainly I use those two because they save me tons, hundreds of dollars over the years in foreign transaction fees and ATM fees. Because you have to understand in a lot of these countries, the ATM fees are out the wazoo. I mean, you can get charged commonly like $6, $7, $8, $9 for an ATM fee in a lot of these countries. Santiago, Chile, Colombia, all of those places. As far as the ATM fees, you can get charged a lot. And a lot of people are paying these because they think they don't have any other way. That adds up. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, depending on how much you travel. So you have to cut that nonsense out. And I had to cut it out too. So those are the main two reasons I use them. So let's get right into Capital One. Now again, reason I use this card mainly is because it saves me on the foreign transaction fees. Now, what are foreign transaction fees? It's another name for international transaction fees, meaning that every time that you buy something, they add a gringo tax to it, a foreigner tax, so to speak, on those cards. So if you're buying something and you're in a outside of the U.S., you're buying something in a foreign country, foreign, different from your own home country, then you are likely going to be subject to a foreign transaction fee, international transaction fee. And that's going to charge you usually 3 to 5% over your purchase. Okay? So just say if your purchase was $100, just say 5%, you're going to get an extra $5 slapped on there, 5% slapped on there, just because you used a foreign card in that country. And most of them are like this. Okay? Also, go to the ATM machine. You go to the ATM machine, they're going to charge you, first of all, you may get charged a fee based on your bank customary fee. They may charge you a customary fee, but then they're going to charge you a foreign fee from that local ATM that's usually elevated too. So now you're paying $8, $9, $10 just to get that money out, no matter what the amount is. And that adds up. Then there's a currency conversion fee, meaning that if you're at the ATM, there's going to be a question that pops up asking you, would you like the ATM to convert the money into your local currency, or do you want to leave it to your bank to do it? And if you press yes on that, now they're adding a couple of more percentage in fees on top of that transaction. Watch out for it says decline conversion or accept conversion. You want to always decline the conversion because your U.S. bank account usually gives a better conversion rate. So, but if you don't know this and you're not a seasoned, skilled traveler, you will get got over and over and over again, and it will burn a hole through your pocket. And let me tell you, that's not a rich experience. So I've been burned a lot of times, but the thing is, I learned from them, and I got up, and now I'm able to teach you the tips and tricks of the road so that you can keep more money in your pocket and have a rich experience. So let's look at Capital One. Capital One, now, this card right here, you can see if you're pre-approved for different cards. Now, let's look at the card that I have. This is cut to the chase. It's different qualifications for different cards. I'm just going to cut to the chase and let you know the one that I have. See your possible offers. I have the Quicksilver rewards. Okay? But you can go through this questionnaire and find out which one you may qualify for. I'm not going to do that. I already have the card. Let me see if I can just find the Quicksilver on here. Quicksilver. Okay. This is one of their flagship cards, by the way. And yes, you do need excellent credit to get that. That's a catch. Now, I'm not bragging here because, look, I have not always had excellent credit. My credit was bad. I had to rebuild it. And let me tell you, that's another thing with travel, too. By using these cards, actually, travel helped me to rebuild my credit because I charged things on my cards, but I made sure I paid them off in full every month so that it would help me to build my credit. So credit cards can be bad or good depending on how you manage them. If you know how to manage them, great. You can accumulate points. You can build your credit. You can build your name and everything. But if you're not diligent with them, the way you manage them, they can bite you in the ass. And I've been bit a couple of times, but again, I learned from my mistakes. Okay, so this Quicksilver card, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but yeah, you need excellent credit on this. More details. Look, it's a 0% annual fee, so you're not paying nothing on your money. A lot of cards come with a huge annual fee and all this type of stuff. This caught me because there was a 0% annual fee, and I applied for this card years back, and it's still basically the same, working the same, and I've used it basically every day on my travels. Okay, no annual fee. You earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, not just a certain category, but every single purchase. That's big right there. We all spend money. Okay, going to the grocery store, the club, the restaurant, all of that, buying clothes. Wouldn't it be nice to get a kickback on your purchases? Okay? Wouldn't that be nice? I like it. I'm sure you'll like it too. And that's one of the things that attract me. Because, cash, yeah, you may have a pocket full of cash, feel like you're balling out, you got something, but the value of cash is going down. By the time cash, I never bought anything for cash and got cash back. Once you spend the cash, it's gone. I ain't never get no kickback on a cash purchase. But with a card, I can. Okay, now it says earn unlimited 5% cash back on hotels, vacation rentals, and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. Okay? Now, I don't rent cars and stuff when I travel, at least not yet. But, for hotels, 5% cash back and stuff like that, that's another added benefit. That's a kickback that you would not get using just a wad of cash or just your debit card or whatever. So this is the benefit of this. I know a lot of us grew up believing, credit is bad. It's all bad. Stay away from credit. Anything can be bad if you don't know how to manage it. Anything can be bad. A good thing can be bad if you overindulge or you don't know how to manage or you're sloppy, things like that. Anything could be bad. It's a tool. A credit card is a financial tool. And if you know how to use it, it can be one of the best tools you can ever have, especially for travel. Now, also, you can earn one-time $200 cash bonus once you spend $500 on purchases within 3 months from account opening. Now, if you know anything about credit cards, usually this new card member offer is like sky high, so high most people can't even reach it. But here, they're only saying you only have to spend $500 on purchase. $500 on purchases. That's not chump change. But a lot of these cards, a new member bonus, they ask you to spend $3,000, $4,000, whatever, some other amount just for you to get this bonus. But this is very reasonable. A one-time $200 cash back in your pocket for just spending $500 on purchases. And that could be anything. You could pay your bills with this card. Or you can go out and buy that item that you've been looking at, pay for this card, and that can probably almost be $500. It's not hard to do, and you're getting $200 cash back. So you only really spend $300. That's another attraction of this Quicksilver Capital One card. And again, I want to let you know that this is not sponsored. This is from my personal experience. Just like I said, I have both the cards. You saw them. It's from my personal experience. Now, another one, purchase APR. That's another thing you want to look at. 0% intro APR for 15 months. 0% intro APR. Annual percentage rate for 15 months. Okay, that's like almost a year and a half. Close enough. A year and a quarter. Okay? Now, when I pass that, they give you a year and a quarter, which is gracious. Past that, you're going to get an 18 to 28% variable APR after that. Now you got to understand, credit cards are not a charity; they're a business, and this purchase APR is one of the main ways that they make their money. Okay, but as long as you know how to play the credit card game, then you won't wake up looking lame and insane when your finances are drained. Okay, so if you pay your balance off every month, you don't even have to worry about this. This is a non-issue. Okay. This only applies when you're carrying a balance. But again, they sugarcoat it for you when you're when you're a newbie, when you're a new customer, because they want to bait you in. So for that first 15 months, no matter what you spend, you don't have to worry about that. Okay? You still have to make sure you got money to pay it off, because eventually it's going to catch up to you 15 months later. But for 15 months, you can ride that 0%, do whatever you want to do, even if you're carrying a balance. As long as it's within that intro time period, grace period, then you good. But again, watch your finances, because you don't want to get in debt. You don't want to get bit, because that's how you start falling off the cliff and losing the credit card game. Now, always read the small print, okay? Always read the small print. It's a one-time bonus for new customers. Existing or previous card members are not eligible for this product if they have received a new card member bonus for this product in the past 48 months. Now, the good thing is you can check your eligibility, and unless you see offers in as little as 90 seconds with no credit score impact. So even if this card is not right for you or you don't qualify for it, you can check other cards. And let me tell you, Capital One has a suite of cards that are good for people in different situations. So let's just go over this real quick, summarize it. Earn 1.5%. That's juicy. Earns $200 cash. That's juicy. Low intro APR. That's juicy. 0% annual fee. That's juicy. No foreign transaction fees. That's juicy. And rewards for buying stuff. That's juicy. Okay? These are benefits that cash will not give you. Bottom line. So let's look at some other cards. And I want to look at some cards. They have cards for credit building. So if your credit's not that good, let me tell you, you can get a secured card, and that's one of the fastest ways to build your credit. Secured card is like your own bank account. It's backed by your money. So to say say your credit is bad, and you put $500 on a secured card, then you have instant $500 credit line based on your money. So it's like a bank account, but it's a little better because, in my opinion, because it's actually helping you to build your credit. And a lot of these secured cards, credit building cards, graduate once they see that you have good payment history. It'll graduate to an unsecured card. So you can do your research like that. So let's take a quick look at some of the credit building cards. Let's look at one right here with fair credit. Now, most people can handle fair credit, no matter what situation you're in. So let's see what they have for a fair credit individual. They're not saying busted, but fair credit. Okay. Access credit with a 0 annual fee. So look, they're even nice if you have fair credit. Okay, you just saw the excellent credit one, but even if you have okay credit, they still bait you in with a zero annual fee. You can't ask much more than that. Key benefit: access credit with a 0 annual fee, flexible due date, and hidden fees. So they're not even dissing you because you have you don't have the best credit. So this is why I like Capital One, because they do have something for everyone. Okay. Now they don't give you a new member card offer. Okay, you ain't gonna get all that. But they ain't dissing you, okay? And then the purchase APR, I already explained that. If you're paying off your bills every month, you don't have to worry about that. But if you don't, you carry a balance, this gonna bite you in the ass, big time, okay? Now, again, you can check your eligibility. I would, whatever you do, I suggest checking your eligibility with no risk before you proceed to just apply for anything. Don't be too desperate. Just check it out. I'm just putting the information out there. I'm not a certified financial advisor. I'm just a guy sharing my boots on the ground experience. This worked for me. Maybe it worked for you too. You do your own research. So that's enough about Capital One. Let's go over to the Schwab card. Take a look at that now. Now, I like the Capital One. The Capital One is my ace in the hole credit card when I travel, at least for now. But this Charles Schwab card right here, this baby, as far as ATMs, man, I use this all the time. If I have to get money out, I ain't paying no ATM fee. I used to. I'm not paying an ATM fee. I'm not paying those $7, $8. I'm not paying $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, these crazy ATM fees. I'm not paying that. Nah. Plus, not to mention carrying a wad of money around in your pocket all the time. That's a risk for somebody try to rob you or you lose the money. You got to think about it. Plastic and electronic payments, digital payments, now you can pay on your phone and everything. That's just more safe. It's more convenient. You're getting cash back. You're getting rewards. It just makes sense. You follow me? If you follow me, hey, put a 1 in the comments or whatever. Put an emoji in the comments, thumbs up, whatever. This helps with the algorithm. It helps this reach other people who need this information because the platform needs to know that this is useful information. And the only way they know that is if you engage in the comments. So if you don't want to write nothing, just leave a 1 or an emoji or something, and that'll do it. Appreciate it. Now, Charles Schwab. Again, to summarize, the reason why I use Charles Schwab is those ATM kickbacks. They have really come through with that with me plenty of times. Plenty of times. Okay. Now let's look at the card. Let's just go straight to the card. Where is it at? Now it's been a while since I opened up this Schwab card. Been several years relying on this with my travels. And if I'm correct, this is a brokerage and trading account that you open, and it comes along with the Charles Schwab card. So basically, they give you a checking account attached to this brokerage account. Okay, that's what it is, and basically anybody could qualify for it. Okay, there's no account minimum, which I like about it. That attracted me to it. Also, open and maintenance fees, 0. So they're not hitting you with fees there. And they have a satisfaction guarantee. And what they do, they give you a kickback on all those high ATM fees. Okay. Now, this is what I was talking about. They have a margin in cash. A margin account allows you to borrow against your eligible securities and can be helpful when you need to buy more securities. Take advantage of time again. Okay, so basically the whole reason the Schwab has this account, they're not really trying to really market the fact that they're giving you a debit card. They really want you to invest with them. But the thing is, you don't have to. See, they're just giving you this extra debit card account to make it easy for you to hopefully deposit money electronically into an account attached to your brokerage account so that you will eventually start investing. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. Like, I've never done any investing on that. Maybe I should, but I never have. All I use is the card for a travel card because I don't want to pay ATM fees. That's it. So I get a kickback. So even if I'm getting charged, let's say I'm traveling in Colombia or Peru or anywhere, if I'm getting charged that ATM fees, I can go to any ATM. I don't have to worry about, oh, is this an ATM for my bank or wherever? I can go to any ATM, even if they hit me with a $10 ATM fee and I can't find another. I'll go ahead and pay it, but I know it's reliable that at the end of that month, Charles Schwab, I'm going to see that rebate, that kickback on my statement that they gave me that ATM fee back. Okay. Now, let's log in here. Okay. And when I'm not traveling, I don't keep any money in here. This is not like a main account that I use just every day. But for travel, I always use it. Now, let's see this. I'm going to show you some examples of ATM activity. So look, this is ATM fee rebate, $17.64. Okay, $17.64 they rebated me. Okay, this is how much some people would have to pay out of their pocket in ATM fees. Stop the madness. Don't do that. Reorganize your financial situation for travel or you will get stuffed. Here's another ATM, $6.13, $6.80, right there. So that right there is almost what, over $30 right there. With 27, yeah, it's almost over $30 right there in ATM fees, and that's just a little bit. There's another one, $11.25 ATM fee, rebated, ATM fee rebate. So this is what I am talking about, okay? You see why I use the Charles Schwab account, okay? Again, this comes with the brokerage account, but it comes with that checking account connected with the brokerage account. So, hey, those are my two recommendations. Hopefully I pointed you in the right direction and it can benefit you and take you down a road that's more beneficial to your financials, particularly when it comes to travel.